I am Teacher Jean Kyle. For today's video, I will discuss the different method of teaching PE and health. How do we teach PE and health? Do you like to introduce skill at once or let students explore as they go? Okay, let's go over some method to teach PE and health in elementary. First is the direct teaching. Direct teaching is the common method in which instructor stands in front of the class or group and lecture or advises. So, as to teach a piece of information, this is also called teacher-centered teaching. The advantages of direct teaching include the ability to follow the introduction of new skills, plenty of practice, and time efficiency. However, the disadvantage include a lack of feedback and lack of variety. For example, the teacher will plan the test, lead the students through them, and provide the feedback, while the learners follow the teacher's commands. While we say the student with disabilities, giftedness, and silence, we can use a PowerPoint presentations, picture, or those objects that through to explain more the topic or subject for them. Second is the indirect teaching. Indirect teaching is a method in which the instructor assumes a more passive and role and guides the student interactions. This is also called student-centered teaching. The advantages of indirect teaching includes cooperation, improvement, social skills, as well as the fact that students learn valuable teaching skills. While the disadvantage includes too little focus on the process. Shyer student may be left out, and student may not handle responsibility well. For example, reflective discussion, concept formation, close procedure, concept attainment, problem solving, and guided inquiry. While the student with disabilities, giftedness, and talents, we can allow them to use their senses to do some activities like what we say a while ago. Third is the movement exploration. One way to teach PE and health is through movement exploration. Movement exploration is a method of teaching that involves the use of aids. These are the following aids may include. First is the beanbags. Beanbags help the students balance beanbags on their heads and hands and feet. Later, they can hit the beanbag into the air. And second is the benches. Have the student crawl and then walk forward across the bench, and then sideways and backward. When they are comfortable, later they can jump on and off the bench. And the third one is the hoops. Have the students circle the hoops around their arms, legs, and bodies. And the last one is the ropes. Have the student practice jumping ropes. They can also practice making different shape with the rope. While the student with disabilities, giftedness, and talents, we need to guide them to do those activities and let them feel or use their senses to do those activities and to improve them skills and abilities. Fourth is the cooperative activities. Another way of teaching PE is through cooperative activities. There are three main goals to be achieved when using cooperative activities. Or activities students work together to perform. The goals include students work together to reach consensus as a group. A student can structure the learning experience. student can learn problem-solving skills. This is one of the favorite methods of cooperative teaching. Involves the use of TARP. For example, the students can figure out how to work in conjunction to fold the tarp in half without the aid of the teacher. Increase complexity by folding the tarp into a geometric shape such as triangle. While the student with disabilities, giftedness, and talents, this is the one of the best method to use for them. And the activity of fold tarp is activity very applicable for them. Okay, so let's move on to the teaching styles. We will now explore some of the teaching styles. Remember that stereotype of the gym teacher will a ball cap and whistle, yelling at the student to run another lap. That old school method is known as the command style. The teacher might show the student how to catch a football or kick a soccer ball. The teacher makes a decision and the student complies, but there are alternatives as well. So this is the exploration style. Here the instructor sets up the equipment and then allows the students to move freely on their own. The instructor still has to monitor for safety and should also ask good questions pertinent to the movement and skills of the student. For example, chess and Scrabble. The instructor is also has to watch for difference among the talents and abilities of each student. Teacher will demonstrate the task and sets up the opportunity for learners to practice and develop skills at their own pace. As pupils carry out the prescribed tasks, the teacher will circulate class giving individual and group feedback. For example, teacher will demonstrate how to perform a jump shot in basketball. As the students practice their shooting technique, the teacher will go around the class giving feedback. And now is the reciprocal style. Students work together in pairs and take turns observing and giving feedback to each other using performance criteria or a skill card, which was provided by the teacher. As the students are completing the task, the teacher will circulate the group and provide feedback to and through the observer. For example, students are in pairs using a skill card on how a perform a dig in volleyball and take turns coaching each other. Meanwhile, the teacher moves among the class, giving feedback through the student coaching. When we use this style or method, this style is used when it's important to have immediate feedback through social interaction. Within this unit, this reciprocal style will be used when introducing the grip, the ready position, and the spin. Reason for using this style. This style will be used because it allows more time for the teacher to circulate around the gymnasium and provide further feedback to the observer. This teaching style is also used because the tasks are quite simple. Therefore, the feedback is most likely to be correct. While the weaknesses of this style is, one of the weaknesses is that occur in the teaching style is that the feedback offered to the student may not always be accurate. And the strength is, one of the strengths of the reciprocal style is that it allows for continuing feedback. Also, the student who are observing will be able to learn from watching and correct their partner mistakes. Social skills are also greatly enhanced by interaction between the students. In conclusion, it is important to highlight that there is not a preferred teaching style, nor are lessons taught entirely with one teaching style. Rather, it is encouraged that teachers use a range of approaches in their lessons and until plans, as one particular style may be suit particular tasks. For example, a direct method may be deemed safest and best practice for teaching students how to throw a javelin, whereas an indirect approach may be more advantageous if learning objective is to develop social skills. Okay, so we are at our video for today. I hope you understand the different method in teaching PE and health. See you in our next video. Bye-bye!